Today we are here with IMG basketball three-star Rice commit from Buffalo, New York, Noah Hutchins. Noah, how you doing?
How are you?
Noah Hutchins has scored 8 points in 1 minute to put Park in this predicament. The game is tied at 57. Noah Hutchins pulls back for the game winner. It's all 4 seconds left. Noah Hutchins fouls the rebound, goes baseline for the game winner. It's good. Park has won the State of Federation Championships in Class A.
First question, what have you been up to during quarantine?
Uh, Not really much. Obviously, it's hard, especially here in Buffalo because it's so cold. It's not like you're in Florida where you can go outside and like still like do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know, really just waking up. I still get a little bit of work in here and there. Some days it's nice, some days it's just not. Like the other day it was snowing, so I mean, it's not really much you can do and stuff like that. But you know, that's pretty much it. Just chilling.
I can't relate. It's sunny 65 every day down here in Virginia.
That's ridiculous. I wish.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, you on the snow. So my first question is, so who's the best player that you've at, like any level that you've either had a guard or that's guarded you that like you can remember like a specific time where like you guys were just battling it out?
The toughest player I probably played against at the guard. I'd probably say Cole Anthony.
Really? Where'd you play against him?
We played a lot.
He's a boy.
Yeah, in Las Vegas we played against him. And usually so defensively, usually I have to most times you might score 10 at the most, like for real on me, but then he legit had 15 to 16 easy. And it was crazy because it was good defense, but just the shots he took, they were like pro shots, and it was just stuff you could tell he works on all the time, and how he perfected it, and it was tough. So I would say he's probably the toughest one I had to guard.
Yeah, he declared for the draft, I think yesterday or 2 days ago.
Yeah, so, I was waiting, I heard, but then I didn't know if he decided or not.
And then going along with that, I know you do all the LT events and the dunk contest and stuff. How is talk about that experience and how you got into that and stuff like that.
So LTE started a long time ago. Everyone has their own little groups that they kind of start. I got Jelly Fam, let's see, what is it, Low Life, a bunch of different things. So I kind of just want to start my own thing and just do more than just basketball, though, not just License to Eat can stand for anything in sports, any type of sport. Some people even, my teachers got a shirt and said, "Hey, I'm gonna eat this at the pie eating contest." Just do different things with it. And so it really started off, I would say, so we did the name, but then I kind of took it more seriously and stuff like that. Probably, I would say my sophomore year. No, I'll probably say actually my freshman year, because that's when we went to Vegas for the first time. And usually when we go to Vegas, what we do is we'll play in the tournament, and then after the tournament's over, we the first year we had a whole bunch of food left over because we were there for a week, and we didn't know what to do with it. So we asked my parents. My parents asked at the hotel. They were like, "Hey, so what should we do with this food? Because we don't want to waste it." And they told us there's a whole bunch of homeless people all over the world, all over Vegas. And so pretty much what we did was we went to the people and took everything out at this park. There was one park that had over 100 homeless people, and we just gave out the food. And so License to Eat can stand for basketball, it can also stand for giving someone an opportunity. And so that's kind of what I started and based it off of. And then I was doing that, and then junior year my house burned down, and so on Thanksgiving, and so it kind of just opened my eyes to realize don't waste time while we have it. And so I started doing AllStar events and kind of just helping out people where it's in Buffalo there's a whole bunch of talent, but kids aren't able to really provide for themselves, and there's a lot of single moms or no parents at all. And so I thought it was a cool idea to be able to have an AllStar event where the top players actually make it. It's not about politics, where it's if you know somebody, you get on the team. So the top players actually made it, and we just did a whole different it was just a whole different experience for everybody, and it worked out. The first year we had it, it was sold out in the gym. We had a 3-point contest, dunk contest, and then we had a 9th and 10th grade game, 11th and 12th grade game, and then we had a girls game as well. And so that was a good experience. We ended up giving the money to my coach, has a daughter who works for a cancer organization. So we gave money to him as well as to one of my friends actually passed away that next night. So we gave money to his family after that. And so that was a cool experience. Then the next year we did the same thing, but we did like a 2-day event, so it was a little bit bigger. We had over 100 kids participate, and we raised money. So that year, I told my dad runs like a AAU program, and so I told my dad that we were raising money for that same thing again, but we were really making it for him. And so we ended up raising up to $10K and gave it back to him for his program. And so it was pretty cool. And so that's kind of why I started doing it. Really, it was based off of him. So like what he does is like with his organization that he does, he really like takes money out of his pocket and like pays for kids to be able to travel. So like Vegas is like the biggest tournament for all of us, like every year. And so like for him to do that, they made like a huge report about it, but like he went in debt like $15,000 one year because like from helping out kids. And so to be able to raise that money and give it to him was sweet, and it's what it's all about, really. So
yeah, that's got to be a crazy experience. Like at such a young age, you don't really see many people like setting stuff up like that and raising that amount of money and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool.
So LTE being like an all-star game for Buffalo, you could say.
Yeah, and so it has been in the past.
Who do you think besides you, of course?
What'd you say?
I was just gonna say besides you, of course, who's the best player in Buffalo?
In Buffalo, I don't know. I think it depends on what you want. I think there's a whole bunch of different like types of talent. Like you can score. I don't know. I can't probably say that. I can't pick one person, but.
All right. My next question. I know it's a little bit different. Like now that you're going to college next year and stuff, you're just at IMG. But like, do you still have like a favorite, like a college team or like a team that you always root for in the tournament or something like that? Or did you see a team that was going to stick out this year?
Not really. It's weird. Like I used to have a favorite team back when I was younger. Like Ohio State was my favorite team, and I think it was just because like that was one of the very first teams I ever saw play. Like back when Greg Oden and Mike Conley played on the team, I just used to watch them all the time. For some reason, it was weird. But then after that, really kind of I just watched it. I didn't really have a favorite team after that. So
I feel like once you get older, like, and you start taking basketball more seriously, you get like a different perspective, and you don't as much like root for a team. You just like watch their craft and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's pretty much definitely.
So I was gonna ask you, what NBA player do you compare yourself to?
Oh. I don't know. I'll leave that to the people. My favorite player was Dwayne Wade. So that's why
Watching your highlights, I liked Eric Bledsoe because you got bounce, you can move the ball quickly, and your mid-range jump shot automatic.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I've heard different things. So because some days like I feel like some days I'll shoot, some days it's more just all about passing and stuff like that. So it just depends on really like what they need at that time. I'm more of a pass first type person, but like if I do need to score, then I'll definitely do that as well. So just up to
it. So my next question, so like after Park, like what was it like the decision-making process? Like what made you choose IMG, like play for another year? Like just explain that whole process.
So really it wasn't, so a lot of kids go to prep school because of them not having a school to pick out really. And like they want more schools, or like they want to get it bigger and stuff like that. So my thing was I had torn ligaments in both of my feet before the season started my senior year in the summer, and I never knew about it. And so like I played all year, and like until I found out in like February right before playoffs started that I had January that I had torn ligaments in my feet. And so like really it was about so I was finishing playing, and then I kind of wanted to just make sure everything was healed up before I went off to college. Like, I would have been ready. I felt like if I would have just went straight from there because I was just kind of getting back to normal and stuff like that. So it just wasn't. I don't know. I think it was a better opportunity for me to be able to, because I had the chance to go to IMG. Why not?
Yeah.
Because it has like the best facilities, the best trainers, like, and it can only help me really. And so I just decided to take that year just to make sure my body was right and make sure everything else was straight before just going off. And so
And I
that,
bet you're glad you made that decision.
definitely, it was a good experience. And then I found out like how well I would like manage being away from home also because it was so much farther than. And so it was cool. It was a good year. I'm glad I took it for sure.
So you recently committed to Rice. Why did you pick Rice over all the other schools you got offered?
For me, it was never really about the name of the school as much as it was like for the fit. A lot of people like saw Penn State, Wake Forest, and all these schools, and like, why didn't you go there? But like, I want to go somewhere I know I'm gonna play, and like, so like, talking to the coaches, their point guard is a senior this year, or was a senior, and so he's gone next year, and so the chance of me being able to play and like make an impact right away was a good percentage, and so I kind of decided from there. Also, the city, like you can't really go wrong with Houston. It's a city, like the academics that I want to do. So I kind of want to do like something with entrepreneurship, and so I guess they have one of like the top schools for that, as well as being in that city. Like the resources there and stuff like that is crazy, and so everything just kind of added up to like this was just the best fit like overall, not just for basketball, but like to be able to be successful after, and so. That was kind of my thing. That's when I looked at it, and the coaching staff was there from the start. A lot of schools, like when I talked to them, it's all basketball, basketball this, basketball that. It was more relationship stuff with him, with these coaches, and like that's what I kind of think I liked the most about it was that like they cared about you obviously as a basketball player, but like they cared more about your like personal life more than anything. And so I think that's what kind of hit home at the end of the side. And so it was cool. And so I'm glad I picked it. I'm excited to see how this goes these next couple of years. And we'll see.
Yeah, so we talked about why you chose IMG. What was it like? Is it like IMG, you know how everybody's like, oh, it's a college, but not a college. What's it really like down there?
It is. It's the facilities and stuff like that is probably better than most colleges. Like even like the D1 colleges. Like it was funny because I had visited schools and I used to think like the weight rooms and stuff were sweet. Then I went to IMG and like it was a whole different like thing. And I ended up going to different schools after IMG to like go and visit and like look at their stuff. And I was like, this is terrible. But like it was really still like if I would have not seen IMG, I would have thought that it was still sweet. Like it's different. You'll see like if you go to IMG, some days who's walking to the training room or something like that, and you'll see like professional tennis players and like basketball players or football players like and they're just like getting stretched out and stuff. Like one day, I think what was it? Oh, we were I'm like he's just there, like just training, like doing different things with people. I'm like, that's crazy. Like Serena Williams and Venus Williams will just be there playing tennis sometimes, training. I'm like it's like a normal day, like for IMG, and it's crazy to me. But like I was talking to this one person one time in the training room, and I didn't know who it was, and she was, I guess, like a professional trick because she wanted help with something, and so I was telling the person about it, and she like after I was done talking to her, she was like, they're like, yo, do you know who that is? And then they said the name. I was like, I don't know, and I looked her up. She had like 1 million followers, and she was like, I guess on contract for like a $20 million contract or something. Like I'm like, dude, like it's just a normal person. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, yeah, it was a good experience though for sure. Like just being able to see different things and different views, not just in Buffalo. And so yeah,
that's good. Like it's like a different way of like getting to the next level and stuff like that. It's cool to be a part of that.
no, for sure.
All right. Then my last question before we wrap it up is: do you have like a most memorable dunk or a game or something like that that you'll always remember?
My high school junior year, the Federation Championship where we were down by 8 with like 1:10 left, and no, we're down by 6 with 1:10 left. I scored 6 points like back to back to back, and then hit the buzzer beater at the end to win the whole thing.
Easy
So
McGrady. Yeah.
yeah, that was the best one. That was definitely the best one. I'm never gonna fit that one for sure.
Well, thank you, man. Thanks for coming on the show. It's really nice
Thank you.
talking to you.
Appreciate it.
That's me.
Good luck at Rice, man.
I
Hope you have a good
appreciate it.
season.
Thank
Yeah.
you. If you guys need anything,
Yep.
let me